Hey guys, this is Bruce Duty with Cross Country 3 or CC3. Our hope is to help you to persevere in the faith, to protect your family, and to preserve those precious freedoms of yours. So, speaking of family as a part of that, I'm here in Wilder, Idaho at Wilder High School's football field with head football coach Josh Duty. He is our oldest son, and Josh is serving in his first year as a head football coach. And here at Wilder High School, the Wildcats are getting ready for what I believe is their last football game of the season. Is that right?
That is right. It's going to be our biggest game of the season and might be our most difficult of the season. We're coming off of 2 wins, so we have some confidence, but it's going to be a tough one.
So Josh, this is your first year at Wilder High School. You just mentioned that you've got 2 wins in a row. Tell me where that compares with what has happened the past couple of seasons.
2 years ago, they won 2 games. This last year, they won 0 games. So coming into this year, it was tough. The mindset, changing that mindset over was difficult, but the seniors have been great leaders. They've shown great leadership, and they've bought into the program change that we're trying to do. In these last 2 games, the 2 wins have been huge, built some excitement, built some confidence. So going into this last week, they're excited and ready to go.
When you talk about good leadership on the football team, we might as well give a shout out. Give me a couple of names of the guys out here who are helping you win football games.
Our running back, Julian Neri, runs the ball with passion. He runs hard every time, and then he goes over on defense and plays middle linebacker, makes some good tackles. His leadership, both on and off the field, are spectacular. Our tight end and defensive end, Brandon Perez, same way, kind of soft-spoken until you get him out here. And then we have a junior linebacker who has really stepped up, and he actually started the year at defensive end and I want to say he's 3rd in the conference in tackles as a junior, and he's, like I said, started off at defensive end. So he's making plays, and then he plays offensive line, and he's always ready to make a play.
Remind me of his name?
Connor Smallwood.
Connor Smallwood. He's my favorite player. I've been to a couple of Wildcat games out here in southwest Idaho, and I've watched Connor made some pretty good tackles. I remember coming up to him after one of those games and just encouraged him by saying to keep doing what you're doing. So that's great.
He's a good kid. He's good in the classroom. His grades are outstanding. And then he comes out here and he's a completely different person. He has a nose for the ball, really is fundamentally sound, makes a lot of plays, and has been solid on defense.
So being a solid football player and a sound contributor to Wildcat football, tell me a couple of things you've learned from in the past that you think is going to help you out here, Josh.
So playing high school football, moved out to Boise after some time in the Navy. I actually played semi-pro football for a couple of years. My last 2 years were probably the most influential. Our head coach, Will Mello, is an outstanding person, and that's what he preaches at football practice. We want good men that play football, and it's something he has instilled in his football teams, and it sticks with his players, it sticks with the other coaches, and has stuck with me. He has 3 letters, HDD, that he talks about consistently: heart, dedication, and discipline. All 3 are very important staples to being good people and good football players.
That's outstanding. How about a couple of guys outside of just immediate coaches or impact, maybe star football players or just leaders? You've been a basketball player, a baseball player. You played 1 year at Southwest Baptist University, playing some baseball out there. How about anybody else in sports or otherwise that has made an impact on you?
In high school, we had a safety. His name was James Hudson. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy, but made probably just about every play he could on defense. I would imagine his senior year he led every team in tackles, and he was just on the go all the time. but he was also, his words, he was encouraging, he was uplifting, he was a solid leader as well, and always ready to help anybody out that needed it. And that was in 2004 in high school.
You were in the Navy for 4 years. What'd you do in the Navy?
I was a boatswain's mate on the aircraft carrier USS Eisenhower out of Norfolk, Virginia. We did 2 deployments. Outstanding, got to see some different parts of the world, made some good friends, also some good leadership. Had a boatswain's mate my first couple years, second class boatswain mate that just was understanding, was helpful, encouraging to everyone. I would like to tell you his name, I can't remember, but he was a second class boatswain's mate on the aircraft carrier. That would be 2005.
And the aircraft carrier's name?
USS Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. So Navy, but you do recognize that Army is better in football, right?
I do not. It's going to be a tough one this year. It turns out that I'm probably going to go Navy.
And I'm probably going to go Army.
Well, I'm probably going to win. So
what if we just settled it right now on the football field? You and me will have a wrestling match.
I'm going to have to forfeit on that one because you'll probably beat me.
Good answer, son. All right, let's see. Any more closing comments you want to make about leadership, football, or just encouraging your Wildcat players and fans?
I'm really proud of our group of guys. We had a game where we showed up with 12 guys and dressed out, and they played all 4 quarters. It was a tough one, and they just keep fighting. There's a ton of heart on this football team, and we're trying. I've tried to instill in them that we're trying to build good young men that play football, and they've lived up to it. They're good young men on and off the field. They've bought into everything the coaches have coached them, taught them, and these are 3 new coaches in 3 years that they've had, and so they buy in. They're hardworking and they never quit. It's a good group of guys, and I'm really excited for the year that we've had so far.
Well, Josh, our head coach, Josh Duty, thanks for spending your time out here with me today. You're taking time out. Your assistant coaches are helping the team while you're over here spending some time with me, so I appreciate that. For all our viewers and listeners, as always, for God and country, and until next time, Godspeed from Wilder High School in Wilder, Idaho.